The Las Vegas Aces, who are led by A'ja Wilson, swept the Phoenix Mercury to win their third WNBA title in 4 years. It would not be an exaggeration to say this is one of the greatest in-season turnarounds in not just the WNBA, but in any sport. This team was 7-8 through their first 15 games. A few weeks later, they get blown out by the Lynx by 53 points and had a below 500 record at the time. There were concerns that the Aces wouldn't even make the playoffs, let alone actually compete for a title. Ironically, that embarrassing loss to the Lynx was the best thing that could have happened to them. We've seen plenty of examples of players being frustrated, angry, and sad when they lose constantly. Oftentimes teams never overcome this, but the Aces use those negative emotions to motivate them the rest of the season, instead of giving up. After the Lynx loss, the Aces won 16 straight games to end the regular season. When you include the playoffs, they won 25 out of their last 28 games and swept a team in the championship round. And as a side note, this is why it's important to not overreact when you have a coach that has shown the ability to win championships. After the Aces underperformed last year, the Aces front office easily could have had a similar reaction to the New York Liberty. If they fired Becky Hammon, this championship most likely doesn't happen. When it comes to A'ja Wilson, this is easily her most impressive championship, and I would argue the most important for her legacy. A'ja Wilson's past 2 championships have been downplayed because the Aces had a loaded roster, but no one can use that against her anymore. NaLyssa Smith was ran out of Indiana and didn't last very long at Dallas. There was no one that would have believed NaLyssa Smith could be a starter on a championship team, but A'ja Wilson made that happen. Dana Evans was a player that was essentially traded for a McDouble, because that's how little the Chicago Sky valued her. Jewell Loyd had a very rough season in Seattle last year, and had an extremely slow start when she got to the Aces. Chelsea Gray was supposedly washed, overrated, point fraud, and any other ridiculous insult you can think of. It's going to be interesting to see the type of revisionist history that happens in an attempt to downplay what A'ja did. The MVP race was a heated debate, but this playoffs showed exactly why A'ja was the 4-time MVP. Nafisa is what Kevin Durant was to LeBron James several years ago. One player is competing to be the best player in the league. The other is competing to be the greatest ever. It's just a different conversation. It's no disrespect to Fee. That's just how special A'ja is. Diana Taurasi is widely viewed as the GOAT of the WNBA, but when you directly compare their resumes, A'ja is a lot closer to her than given credit for, if she hasn't outright surpassed Diana already. They both have 3 WNBA championships and 2 finals MVP. Diana only has 1 MVP to A'ja Wilson's 4 regular season MVPs. Diana has never made any all-defensive team, while A'ja Wilson is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year and has made 4 all-WNBA first teams. And keep in mind, A'ja Wilson isn't even 30 yet. As long as she stays healthy, she's on pace to shatter Diana's all-time points record. And she will likely do it in less games, so the argument that she only passed Diana because the seasons have gotten longer can't be used against her. The one area A'ja Wilson will never catch Diana is Olympic gold medals, but I don't think that alone makes Diana better than A'ja Wilson. The gap between A'ja Wilson's defense compared to Diana is much bigger than the edge Diana has over A'ja when it comes to offense. If we're saying Diana Taurasi is the GOAT, then I think A'ja already passed her, which would make her the greatest ever. Wilson has won the same amount of championships, finals MVPs, and is blowing her out when it comes to regular season MVPs and defense awards. This is all while still only being 29. Another player that is mentioned a lot in the GOAT conversation is Maya Moore. She left the game despite still being able to play at a high level to free an innocent man and focus on criminal justice reform. The argument for Maya Moore has always been is if she accomplished that much in the little amount of time, what could she have done if she didn't retire early, as she was still playing at an extremely high level? Personally, I always thought Maya Moore was more impressive than Diana. In only 8 seasons, Maya Moore won 4 championships, won an MVP, made 5 All-WNBA first teams, and 2 All-WNBA defensive teams. But A'ja Wilson has also played 8 seasons at this point. She doesn't have as many rings as Maya did at that time, but she has Maya beat in the other areas. But that's it for this video. What do you think about the Aces winning the championship, and where does A'ja rank in terms of all-time greats? I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching.